clear it. And the interesting thing about human beings, we are electromagnetic, and when you place two hands on somebody, you've created a magnetic current, and you clear. You've made an intention to clear something, to clear the energy. We've asked, we choose to erase it and begin anew, and so we are placing it through our own systems of magnetic current in order to erase that information.
Is it instantaneous then?
It does take a little bit of time. You know, energy moves so fast. I like to give it time to complete one thing before we move on to the next thing. And sometimes, you know, the body is always in control of how much we move in any one session. The person who we're working on. So if you were to be a client, for instance, you were always in control of how much we move. If you don't want to move anything that session, nothing will move. We'll go through the motions and nothing will happen. Okay, so it's all controlled by the person who's receiving the session. Okay. Right. So this is not New Age mumbo jumbo. This is actually hard science. The science here now is indisputable that thoughts and emotions affect the organs of the body. Mom and I were having a chat about science earlier on today, and that science is always changing. And I've got a friend of mine who's a very, very much hardtack scientist, and he wants me to have this scientifically proven. And I say, but I don't want it to be scientifically proven. Science changes his mind every 5 minutes. So I would quite happily find, as I'm working, things that scientists are now proving that I'm already doing. I'm very happy with that way round. So that's kind of the way around we work. The next idea that we work with, and you can see we're kind of moving out of the body now. We've worked with DNA, we've looked at body fields, body fluid. Now the fields of the body is like your internet connection. So now we're interfacing with different parts of the body, and even in your environment as well, because everything has a knock-on effect. As I said, to where your knee bone's connected to your ear bone. When you are processing with your brain, you are broadcasting fields. Bruce Lipton from The Living Matrix. In The Living Matrix, they show you an experiment that they do with somebody where they place a probe outside their head, and they can read the thought fields that are coming from the brain. They no longer have to put goodies stuck on the head anymore. They can read those thought fields from outside of the head. So we know that we are broadcasting fields. The Living Matrix is a lot about fields. They cover fields quite a lot. So we've got quite a bit of information here from the Living Matrix. They say that fields are a structured network of energy and information fields that regulate the physiological functions of the body. This field may be influenced by natural and man-made external fields, such as gravity and electromagnetic fields, and by consciousness, other non-tangible factors, such as beliefs, perceptions, emotions, and memories. So your fields are always being influenced by all these things. And to a large degree, we hold a lot of information in these fields. Information is exchanged through the body's fields from basic temperature and light to complex thoughts and intentions. And this information is imprinted on the waves of energy exchanged amongst these fields, creating structures around developing organisms. It's giving developing organisms in the body a matrix of how, and information on how to actually develop and how to heal. These structures or information fields help the body maintain its form, recover from disease and damage, support regeneration and other functions. The coordination of all cells is accomplished with the help of information fields so that each cell knows what the other cells are doing at any given time. We have a hugely complex communication system through our body, to such a degree that they reckon our physical functions, the physical nerves, your physical transfer of energy, of information, can only go at a finite rate. Physically, you can only travel at a finite rate. But they reckon photons are instant, and the speed of light is instant. So a lot of the information that's traveling through the body is light information, which DNA is giving off photons all the time. We work with spoken intent. We speak all the way through our session for a number of reasons. First of all, you have voice, you have the resonance of your voice, and it's done very quietly. We don't sort of shout out loud, it's almost a whisper. The other thing is we want the person who we're working on to be thinking of the same intention that we are thinking of. All right, there's a reason for that. This lady has a very unfortunate surname. Dr. Marilyn Schlitz, President for Research and Education at the Institute for Noetic Science, says, intention is a projection of awareness with purpose and efficacy towards some object or outcome. And Lynn McTaggart, she's fantastic, this woman, author of The Field and the Intention Experiment. She says, in The Living Matrix, sending an intention that I am better, sending information with belief that I am better, is sending information to the body to correct itself. And a thought is an actual physical energy too, and it sends information to the body as well. This was from her book, The Intention Experiment, and it's the reason why we speak our intentions. We want the other person to be thinking the same things that we are. The power of an intention multiplies depending on how many people are thinking the same thought at the same time. Her intention experiment is an ongoing thing. You can go join her website, read her book, join her website. It's an ongoing thing. They are doing experiments on masses of thousands of people thinking the same intention at the same time. And then they're measuring the influence and the effects of that. We have a tendency to recreate whatever thought pattern we hold into our realities, unless intentionally intervened. The underlying matrix which forms our physical body is patterned from our thoughts. Okay. So we think we are, and we are. We work with directed energy. We like to use the things that work, the things that we know that work from a whole lot of different systems, and put it together in something a bit different. Directed energy, we use directed energy in the way of Reiki, where some of my training was. In some of the Reiki books, they refer to this machine, the SQUID, superconducting quantum interference device, which has measured the healer's hands and found them to be 1,000 times stronger than any field of the body. They pulse at variable rates between 0.3 Hertz and 30 Hertz, with most of the energy in the 7 to 8 Hertz range, which is your Earth frequencies. They've discovered that healing starts with the nerves at 2 Hertz. You need more than 2 Hertz to heal the nerves, but that's the trigger, 2 Hertz. Bone at 7 Hertz, ligaments at 10 Hertz, and capillaries at 15 Hertz. Everything is within the range that the healer's hands are pulsing at.
Can I just interrupt
You
you
may.
to say the interesting thing is that sound, by and large, human beings begin to hear at 20 Hertz. So
If you
in
could
terms
hear
of
this,
the Reiki,
yeah.
for those particular things, humans can't make those frequencies.
Okay.
We can do it with things, but we can't do it with our human voice. Which is one interesting observation of where Reiki's got the edge
Yeah.
for those particular things.
For those frequencies of energy, yeah.
Yes, but it works because our body absorbs sound from any vibration from anywhere. You don't have to hear it before it works.
Yeah. Sure. Obesity